What up, y'all? You tuned into the Pod Junkie Podcast. I am your host, Niecy, and I got my girl sitting next to me, which is...
Coco.
Keisha, baby.
And joining us, we got a special guest in the building.
Big Boss KABIR.
In the building.
How y'all doing?
KABIR.
Big Boss KABIR.
What's up, baby?
Right,
Welcome.
How y'all
Welcome
doing?
to the Pod Junkie.
I appreciate y'all having me. I came to kick it with y'all. I like what y'all doing.
Kick shit.
Oh, well, what you
Kick
like?
shits
What you like about it? What you like about it?
I like your take on pop culture. I really do. I like it. I
That's
really
what's
do.
up.
So I enjoy it. It's like I catch up on the week. I see what y'all got going on, what y'all talking about, and I'm in the loop.
Oh, he in the loop.
You
We
in the loop.
appreciate
He in the
that.
loop.
Because we got the juice.
So what's your juice, KABIR? What's going on?
What's my juice? What's
Yeah.
going on? The family. That's it. It's always about the family. If it ain't about the family or making money, nothing's moving.
That's very important.
I'm sure it's like that for everybody, though.
It is. It definitely is.
definitely
Family
is.
should be important.
Y'all are
I
only
feel like
doing
we all,
this because y'all family.
That's right.
Exactly.
You're right about
That's
that.
right.
That's it.
It's all about unity, sisterhood, love,
Facts.
honor. And I know you're a
Honor.
big man of that.
I am. I'm a
big
very
man of
big man of
honor.
honor.
So with that being said, for those who don't know, you are respectable, you are honorable, and you are influential. I would say an influential rapper, up and coming rapper.
I
So what
appreciate
inspired you
that.
to do music?
I think trying to find an outlet. Everywhere I went about trying to express myself in society, it just wasn't a way where it came off in a positive way. So I think being able to communicate through words. Like if you know me personally, I don't talk a lot. I get frustrated very easily, but something about music, I'm just able to communicate in a way where I could really get my point across. So I think I was just always searching for an outlet.
So music is like your therapy?
Most definitely, music is like my therapy.
And speaking of that, I had read an article actually, which is something that you posted on your page where you expressed that it actually helped you through your PTSD.
Big time.
And for those, you know, and I felt like that was very honorable that you even spoke about that because most men don't. They kind of hesitate and they kind of put on an image where everything is tough and, you know, they kind of stay away, or I wouldn't say stay away, but they don't really tap into their emotions
I think
and
we
really speak on mental health.
I think we I only can speak from being a black man, but I think as a black man we don't have a space where we're comfortable enough to. I think now we get into a time where we got that space, but I think for the longest we never had that space to like be vulnerable in that kind of way where you could talk about like something's really bothering me in a serious kind of way.
Not be judged.
Yeah.
Right.
Or not feel like.
But why do you think that is though? Why do you think that, I mean, compared to how it was then up until now, why do you think it's always been a hard factor for men to kind of tap into their emotions, or you were taught not to express your feelings and to hold it in and be a man, just be a man about it?
Poor righteous teaching. I think our grandfathers, when you think about it, like our grandfathers a lot of our grandfathers aren't here, but when they were here, like the way your uncles and your grandfathers were, it was just a very stoic mentality. Like nothing hurts you, you don't complain about nothing.
Right.
Like my family, we didn't hug and none of that. It was just, this is what you got to do. It's not about being happy. You go to work every day, you strive to do this, and that's it. You take care of your family. And I don't think we had the space where it was like you could be emotional. Like you were always up against something.
Right.
And we just now get into the space where it's like you could be emotional somewhat.
You can show some type of affection, some type of feeling.
You can. I feel like it's like I don't feel like anybody does a really good job at portraying us that way. It's always like an extreme. I mean, you either like you super feminine or it's like you're like super masculine. It's not like that in between phase of showing like what it's really like to go through certain things. Right.
So speaking of that, when we talk about culture and the culture shift that we're currently experiencing at this moment in time, how do you feel about the state of hip hop culture nowadays?
I think it's like, what do you mean? Just overall?
Just overall, music wise, the impact, the substance, influence. how do you feel? Do you feel like we're moving at a level where we're moving forward, or where it's pushing us back?
I feel like money wise, you're moving forward. Like it's probably more money than ever in music, just because you can really independently grind on your own. But I think as far as like substance and content, I think we are kind of going backwards.
I agree. It's not much of it.
I came up with in an era where it was like you didn't see as much. It was like nuanced to certain kind of things.
Right.
Now
It was like a
everything is
mystique, like a mysterious.
just a little
You
bit.
didn't really see what happened behind closed
It's
doors,
not
right?
like
And
that
it wasn't
no
for
more.
us to know. We just knew that, ooh, like
But
everything
closed
just
doors,
looked
what
so
do you mean,
glamorous.
far as what?
I mean,
Music
like
or
BET,
far as in the
yeah,
household?
you know, BET Uncut was the thing. Like you had to.
But you're
Right,
the
I mean,
exactly.
like,
I
it
like
was
the
that.
videos,
So
you
now
know.
it's just
Y'all
like
come on
you
now,
gotta,
the box. I grew up with the box.
I did.
No, that's
too.
what
It was
I'm
plenty of shit on the box. You seen everything.
But
Guns.
he's
now,
saying it,
like
what you're
now,
saying is
Yeah,
as
you
far
gotta
as what you
explain-
get from the star
Yes.
image.
You
Luke.
Right?
you gotta
I feel
explain
like a lot of the
things.
rappers
He
lost
was
that
on the
star
Uncut.
image.
NWA.
But you still
I
didn't,
mean,
even
nah,
though
that-
we seen
that
Luke,
is
you
true.
still didn't know behind the scenes.
Oh, okay. You mean as far as what they doing?
Like,
now.
you gotta
Like,
explain
you know
things.
That these
If Luke
chicks
was
doing
out
this
now,
behind
yes.
the scenes.
Right.
Okay,
You would
you
have
talking
to
about
explain that to your
right.
child. Like now, your kid will see things. It's just like you gotta
That's what they
explain it to
doing?
him a lot
Okay.
faster
Okay,
now.
I
She
get
than-
it
said
now.
that's what they do.
You used to
Yeah, you
have
do
to.
gotta
Like
explain.
them
Yeah, because
conversations
I
come
guess I
faster.
understand what y'all saying now. Because I'm still kind of shocked at some of the shit I see. I'm like, what?
That's not the worst part for me. It's the drug culture. Like
The
that's
drugs.
that's like
yeah.
the worst part. Like that
Yeah.
part has always been it, but like the drugs and just like
I mean, the drugs always been there. It's just different type of drugs now. That's more.
they kind of glorify being a junkie.
Yeah,
They glorify it, but then I also feel like, how creative are you really without having that altering effect? You know what I'm saying? Because oftentimes you hear a lot of rappers, they're doing lean or they're popping Xanax or they whatever pills or whatever drug of their choice, but
And
I
that's
feel
how
like
they
they
come
use
up
that
with-
to
right.
tap into their creativity.
Right.
So I kind of question that because I'm like, okay, but then how genuine is the music? You know what I'm saying? You can't, you really can't give us.
Well, I want to ask this question. Okay, a lot of the music has a lot of drugs in it and stuff. Do you think that it's just bringing out reality? Because a lot of people are on drugs. And do you think it's because of the music, or do you think that the music is bringing out what is really happening? Because everybody
I think it's
is
a little
on
bit of
drugs.
both.
You only
Yeah, as
getting,
I said, I
but
think
you
it's a
only
little bit
getting
of
one
both.
side of it, right? You getting, I'm having fun doing drugs.
Yeah, it's a
But-
vice. Everybody has a vice. It's either liquor, it's some type of drug. I mean, it could be anything.
Yeah,
really.
everybody does. But,
But,
what about the abuse of it?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a
Right.
different story. Like, I'm
That's
not saying
different.
nothing like if
And
that's,
not
if
to
that's
mention,
what
look
you
at
wanna
look at
do.
that.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at the
different.
rappers
The
that we're
abuse is
losing, because
different.
we're losing a lot of these young rappers
Yes.
because they're ODing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think that's a message within itself.
Yeah.
That is now going to the extreme.
That's a fact.
I think that message needs to be pushed more on. Do you remember he died of this?
Right.
You know,
Yeah, but that's difficult when you got a song on the radio called Molly Percocet, and you
Right.
got your 4-year-old in the backseat singing Molly Percocet.
Molly-
Like you don't know what effect
You don't
that
know
might
how it
have on him
affects,
when he's
right.
18, and somebody be like, "Yo, you want a Molly
That's what I was
Percocet?"
thinking.
You came up singing that when I was
Right.
4. You know what I mean, like we don't know the effect yet.
so what
Yeah.
does your music bring to change everything? Or what do you think? What does your music
I
bring
think
to
I just talk from a man's standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just talk from a man's standpoint. I'll tell the good side of it, the bad side of it. Like Honorable is the latest record I put out, and it's a very
It's very
vulnerable record for
relatable.
me.
Very
Like I'm just
relatable.
being open about it. And I talk to my brothers, a lot of things that I face, everybody going through. Just don't nobody talk about it. Especially as black men. Like everybody going through literally the same thing. We all got the same exact thoughts, same dreams, same ambitions, and we feel closed in. Like you feel like this is the only path you got. So when I made the record, I was just being open about like what it is to be a man or where I'm from. And I know amongst my brothers, everybody kind of look up to me. So it's like, it's a humbling moment to be like, nah, bro, this is what I feel. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not always like, this ain't, I know you see all this, but like, this
This
I
is
be
how I really
feeling the
feel.
same
Right.
struggle you be feeling.
Right.
Not all.
And you don't sound like everybody. That's why
No,
I
You
like
don't.
you.
You have a
Right.
very distinctive sound.
yes,
everybody
you don't
got, like,
sound
little
like
voices.
everybody.
You
I know I
know, he
shouldn't say
kind of
that.
remind me of DMX.
I shouldn't say
I
that.
guess it kind of, yeah. I can say you remind me
Yeah.
of back in the day.
As far as like his
I can feel that.
attitude,
Yeah.
like the aggression.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
I
you
just
stand
like
on
that the
something.
music has something to it, has substance, it's relatable, it has some type of content. Because when I listen to it, I'm like,
And
okay,
meaning,
it has a meaning. It's just not no.
And I can clear
The mumble rap.
Yeah, I can't
It's
really
the
understand
mumble
what you're
rap
saying.
era where you like.
I like
can
some
clearly
mumble rap
hear
though.
your voice.
Yo, some mumble rap be
Beats
fire.
of the
Yes,
beats
it
of
does.
the-
Yeah, you say what you want.
I'm not taking it
Some
away.
mumble rap be fire.
Some. That's the key word.
I'll give
Some.
you about 3
Not
words
all.
out of that whole joint.
I
But
know,
the
I be
beat
like,
is
I be
banging.
mumbling
just
right
be
with
like-
them
It's not
sometimes.
where it used to be where I can mimic a whole song in
Nah.
5 minutes. Now I gotta listen
like,
to it
nah.
over and over and I gotta be like, okay,
Yeah.
did he say
You got-
that?
yeah,
Nah,
you
that's a
got like
fact.
Because
3 words.
even with the Rowdy Rich Joan, I
Yeah, I know,
still
you
be
be
like,
like,
wait a minute, he really said
fast.
this, but I thought he was saying
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying?
That's about
So
the. That's
I
about
still
the.
don't know the words. I'm
Exactly.
Yeah,
I just
every
know
time
it,
it come on.
it flows
You said
right.
about 3 words,
That's
right?
it.
And the
I hear
beat
that
is
ee, ooh,
banging.
and you know what it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
with that being said, I know that you are up and coming and I see you making major moves, to become one of the biggest musical influences that I think you could be in our time or our generation.
I appreciate
So with that being said, how do you feel about the music industry?
that. It's a business. I haven't infiltrated it enough to really understand it yet. I think I'm
Okay.
still learning. I would say this is like my apprenticeship, but it's a business. I'm not scared of it. I don't really know the intricacies of it, but I feel like it's like anything else. It's gonna be time you
to
gotta
jump.
put in. You have to study. And you gotta figure it out. I think I'm making some pretty good headway though. The way I wanna
I
do
think
it.
so too. I think you're making some bold choices. But my question to you is, do you prefer to stay independent or would you prefer to sign a major deal?
I would like to be independent until I seen a major deal that would maybe entertain what I would want. But I'm not in a position to take anything. So somebody have to come with something kind of structured that has some kind of longevity to it for my family. But for me, I'm fully looking at the independent route. I like being able to put my own money up, betting on myself and kind of moving how I want to move. I also don't like to move at anybody else's pace.
Right.
So I like to control the pace of everything. Like everybody say, you should be doing this, and that, and I don't go by that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm gonna do this when I feel like it. You're not gonna stress me out.
And not only that, I mean, of course, you want to own your masters, you want to own your
Everything.
publishing, and we see a lot of things transpire in the music industry where a lot of these artists they speak of it 10, 15 years down the line of how they pretty much got over on their record
right.
contracts,
Gotta have your
and then we
paperwork
see
right.
things.
Right.
We speak of things and we see things, and then I was also going to bring up Megan Thee Stallion. She's currently going through the discrepancy with her record label where she's trying to renegotiate her contract, and
They won't
we
let her
see
put her
that
music out.
Yeah.
they're pretty much putting a stop to her music, which I don't think she was saying I no longer want to do business with you. I just think that because she's older and she's learning the industry and how it works, she's seeing that, okay, some of the business wasn't lined up correctly. So she wants to renegotiate it, and now they're making it this big thing as
That's
if she's
hopping
like
on
the
some-
only one who's ever done that. And I'm
But
like,
that's because
everybody does it.
she hopped on it too fast. I
Right.
think
I
she
agree.
jumped on the
I was
first
just about to
move
say
that
that,
she.
yeah.
I mean,
But
which
I think a lot of
typically
people
most,
do.
most
I think a lot of
artists
people
that
do.
when you
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And you trying to take care of your family, and then they offer you a deal, and they got 15,
But how much work do you have to
20,000.
put in before you say, okay, I'm a on my own masters. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. How much work?
Well, I think
You
it kind of
own your
reversed
masters
now
and you-
because nowadays artists, they're moving and they're working independently, so they already have a general fan base
Right.
before
You do see more
they
people
get
more
into
independently now.
before they get into the music industry. So I kind of feel like now it's not the same like as it was once before, where it was artist development and then we got to create a fan base.
Right.
People got to get to
Right,
know you.
exactly.
I think it's already established because you're
Yeah.
pretty much putting in the work first.
And we have Instagram,
And then
Facebook,
now they're
Yeah.
scouting
Twitter,
to
you know?
find that talent,
Yeah.
and they're saying that, oh,
Yeah.
he's the next best thing.
Yeah.
That's out, So
Having a machine.
how
behind
do you
does
feel
help.
about it though?
As far as what?
Meg Thee Stallion.
I don't know. I can't really speak for her situation. I know
Right.
my situation. The
Right.
paperwork will be read by my attorney, but
Right.
I wouldn't. I know in the music industry, I have heard stories like people use like the label's attorney and stuff like that. I would never do that. Like me personally, I don't know what her situation is, but I wouldn't do that. I would definitely go through my paperwork.
Exactly.
Okay.
I wouldn't be ignorant in that aspect just to sign something.
Right.
But that's
But a lot
again
of
that
people
comes
do.
from being like, it depends on what your situation is.
Right.
Like her
Right.
situation might have said, I need what that
right
contract's
now.
giving me.
Right.
But first of all, everybody owns their masters. Like you have to give somebody your masters in order for them to have. Like you have to, when you create that song and you publish it and you put it out to your distributor, like you own that unless you choose to do splits in some kind of way or who you gotta do your splits with for the beat. But
And that's what I'm saying. I kind of feel like that's
But
where
that's where
the thin line is, because when you switching that lane from being a artist to now we're doing business,
But
the
a lot of
language
people
changes,
they're
and a
not
lot of people
knowledgeable.
don't know
Gotta
the
hire
language.
somebody.
And
Right.
I wouldn't
That's
know the
true.
language. Like I would
Exactly,
not
that's
know
what
the
I was about to
language,
say.
but I would hire somebody like on
To-
my side
right.
to know the
Right.
language.
On your side, at least
Yes.
you know to learn from other people's mistakes on what you need to do with yours.
Better.
Right.
That's important. But I wanted to get back to what we were talking about early. I want to piggyback on what Nisi said. You suffered from PTSD. What was that? What was it that affected you?
What was it about PTSD?
No,
that
what was
affected
it
me?
that affected you?
My upbringing.
Okay.
Like my childhood was a little different.
Mm-hmm.
My childhood was really different.
Okay.
I had some pretty traumatizing moments with my father. Not really anything I care to discuss right now, but
Understood.
yeah, it was probably my upbringing. Not having
Mhm.
my parents and just seeing like when people lose their jobs and you coming up in the 90s
Right.
and like that crack era hit,
Man, it
was
affected
like
a lot of families.
It affected a lot of
Early 80s.
families. And one of my family was one of the families that got affected by it. So the things I seen growing up as a child, I still have nightmares about.
Yeah.
Cold sweats. But I'm not the only one to go through it. I
Right.
talk
You're
about
not,
it 'cause
right.
my brothers.
And that's why I think that's
go
very
through the
brave of you
same
to
as
speak
me.
Right,
about
'cause you
that,
can
because
help
like I
other
said,
people
most
speak
men
up.
don't.
Yeah.
But that's the most freeing thing you could do is just talk about your pain. Because that's really where the strength is at.
Exactly.
Like once you figure out, okay, these nightmares, these bad thoughts, these things I'm going through, like this is really my strength.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause once you learn how to deal with it, the pressures of running a business or the pressures of, being a good friend, good
Pressure
brother,
of
good
life,
parent,
period.
like
Yeah.
the pressure of anything. It
Of
just
even becoming a
doesn't-
man.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
how are you
Especially
supposed
when you
to
don't have the
behave
right
as a man,
direction.
your
Right.
right as a father, everything. So that is very hard,
But if you have more people coming out speaking about it that people can look up to and relate to, maybe it will open more doors for these men to
I think that's what he's
express
doing for his
how
music.
Trying to normalize it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what he's doing.
Because a
you're
lot of
going
people
through your
still
music.
may be embarrassed or, ashamed to tell their homeboys, how they really, really, really feel. You know what I'm saying? And it could be just a group of people that you're around that make you feel that way. So I like what you're doing. I like that you're opening up that door, and getting that message out to people like, hey, it's okay even as a man to express how you really feel.
That's how you
Or-
become a man.
Right.
Right.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, oftentimes I would hear you speak of your grandmother and how she's played a major role in your life. So can you kind of speak on that a little bit more as far as
If you
what
like.
role she played?
Grounds was everything.
Because I feel like
that
the
was-
grandmothers back in the day,
Man, that
they,
was like
they
that.
played a major role in
That
our
was that
lives.
last little bit of love you was getting.
Right.
Like all your hugs and that's my baby and all that. That was
Right.
coming from Grams. That was coming from her. Like no matter what I did, and it wasn't always justified how she probably treated me. It was probably favoritism because she knew my situation. But
Right.
she definitely. That was
sprinkled
my
a little bit
one
more
glimpse,
love.
great glimpse of humanity when I was little. It was like, if my grandmother is this sweet, like I know other people in the world are like this.
Right.
Gave you
So
some
she's
hope.
she was everything for me.
Right.
She still is. Do anything for
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's
Yeah,
powerful.
that's
Yeah.
definitely amazing.
Yeah.
So who were some of your musical influences growing up?
her. X, definitely X.
Ah, see, I knew it was a contrast
Definitely
somewhere
X.
up in there.
Definitely X.
Yeah.
Stack bundles. I would have to definitely say stack bundles.
Okay.
Benny Siegel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 5 and I'm gonna stop. Scarface.
You can't.
Okay,
You will not be able to leave here without
I
saying
love-
him. I'm sorry.
The first time.
Scarface is a good storyteller.
the first time I heard Heaven, I was just like,
Right.
what is this? like the beat changer. But then I was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
And my fifth would have to be like, Candlestick. It would have to be like DJ Screw and them, like somebody from
Tupac.
GOAT.
I agree.
I don't know how he got left off my list. Definitely
But when I was saying that in my head, I was like, I know
He's
he
one of
about
my
to say
favorite
Pac.
rappers of all
influence.
time.
Definitely an influence.
Definitely an influence.
I'm gonna say the most
Deep.
balanced.
Deep.
I feel like he was, as an artist, he was like the most balanced music.
And that's funny that you say that because
That's
some
what I'm
people
saying.
feel like he was the most unbalanced. And because they were, I kind of see it from their perspective, but then at the same time,
Why you say that?
Yeah, I don't see
Right,
it.
I don't see it.
Because-
what, the controversial part, like what I mean.
yeah, because he had multiple personalities.
We all do.
Yeah.
We do, but then it was different back then because you
'Cause they
didn't know
didn't know
what
who he
side of Pac
was.
you were going to
but
get.
when you
Yeah.
look at it, it's like
He was
that
being
was
him.
it. He had the Dead
Right.
Mama.
Right.
You know what I mean, Ambitions of a Rider.
Right.
He just had these
Exactly.
crazy parallels where it was like everybody feels that way though.
He's
It's
Gemini.
relatable.
Everybody felt
It's
that way.
relatable, right?
Everybody
Right.
felt that way. I don't know
Everybody-
how
But
all
I kind
have
of feel like he got judged because of that. Because it was,
course.
1 minute you're this, 1 minute you're political,
But
1
back
minute you're.
then it wasn't the norm for that.
Fight the power, then
But I
it's
love
Brenda's
that.
got a baby.
Well, I have
then
a
it's,
question about
know,
that.
Look at T.I. T.I. the same
But
exact
he's
way
evolved
right
into
now.
that because T.I. didn't start off. T.I. was straight trap when he came out.
Yeah.
So he's kind
But
of
he still
evolved
be
into
kicking
this
that
political
shit.
activism.
So how do y'all think Pac? What do y'all think Pac would sit at if he came out in today's time?
I don't think the state of rap will be where it is
Right.
now, to be
If
honest.
he came out
I don't
like
know.
he was,
I don't think
back
he'll
then,
still be rapping
do
though.
you
I think
he
he'll
would
be more of a
understood?
business person.
No, do you think he would be more understood if his music was
Yeah,
out
I
in
do.
this time?
Versus back then.
I
I think so.
I don't think so.
I
I
don't
think
know.
so.
You don't think? You
I don't
I
know.
do.
I don't think so.
Just
When people
because time
die,
has evolved.
like when people die, their music goes to a whole nother place. I just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I mean, then you got to kind of look at, how the respect level, because you have some of these younger artists who do know who Tupac was or who do know who Biggie was, but then they
Not
don't.
really though.
Right, they don't.
They do, but then they don't.
I don't think they
But
respect that.
Yeah,
If
That's
they
what
in
I'm
their
saying. When
20s
it comes to the respect
If they
level,
in
they
their
don't
twenties,
respect
they
it.
ain't, if they in their 20s now, they didn't come up off Biggie and
Right.
Tupac.
So they don't know.
I mean, but then you have us as the parents
Well,
who
yeah,
still play,
because my
so we
son
keep
is
the legacy
24.
going.
He
so
grew
they
up
know.
off of Biggie
Right.
and Tupac.
Did
But
he?
he
But
know.
that's because of you.
right, I'm about to say, but
Yeah.
that's
That's
because
because
of
of
you.
you.
Yeah,
But a lot of them
yeah,
didn't. Like I talked to Ben. Ben came in on like 50 Cent,
Right.
the Soldier Boy era. Like some of them
Yeah.
came
Which
in
is
on
so
that era.
weird.
It's different.
That's
Yeah,
so weird.
it
It
does
was
feel
it was
funny.
different. I thought Soldier Boy was a joke. He is not a joke.
I like
Right.
Soldier
Bro, it's
Boy.
not a
I
joke.
like him.
I'm talking about when he first came out. It was like, man, who is this guy?
Yeah, he was a,
I think
he was
everybody
a
felt that
character,
way,
right?
but
Soldier
yeah.
Boy.
He was a
Soldier.
character.
He was
Sound
on
like
to something.
character.
He was on to something.
Yeah,
He
he
was.
was.
I mean, he
Bro was
started
onto
a
something.
trend.
He did.
Yeah, he
Honestly,
did.
he did.
He did.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Was he
definitely
the first
agree with
troll? Was Soldier Boy the first official troll? You
I kind of think so.
think so? I think Soldier Boy might have been the first
Yeah.
troll, yo.
I think so.
He had the cape with the big glasses and he was doing all
Yes,
the yah
he had
yah.
all the-
He had
And he
everybody
was a
singing
big
yah
YouTube
yah.
star,
Yeah, he
and that was
was.
before we really knew what
Yep.
YouTube really was
Yeah.
at that
That's
time.
how
I
he
mean,
got
when
me.
I
he
don't
came
think
out
he
with
gets
that,
the props that he should.
I'm updating
I
my
really
list.
don't.
Can I add Soldier Boy to my list?
Yeah, you can.
Now that I think about it, Soldier Boy has
You want more than
influenced.
you to like
You don't
this
want
a
to cut
lot.
it down.
I think I'm
Yeah,
at like
you don't
number.
wanna cut it
I'm
down
at like
that
8
short.
right
Soldier
now.
Boy talk.
I'm at like 8 right now.
I think he's a good. I think I like him. I really like him a lot. Very good businessman too, for to be his age.
Hands
Yeah.
down.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Next person, Biggie.
I like Big. I got on Big late. I only got on Big because of my brother LA. We was out in Brooklyn all the time in the summer, and when you in New York, you gonna listen to Big.
Right.
So I got on Biggie late, but I like Big.
Mm-hmm.
I like Big.
What about
Okay.
Lil L? You know who I'm talking about. If you talking about New York, you been in
Lil
New York.
Big L.
Yeah, Big L. That's what I mean. Lil L, right?
It's like I ain't never
I
heard of Lil
got
L.
his CD in my house.
All right, so when we play this, man, we're going to put an X over
Right,
all
yeah.
the
I got you.
Yeah, she wrong.
I wasn't hip
My
on
bad.
Big L.
Y'all know who
I
I'm
remember,
talking about.
I remember
Right.
Jay Z
I like
and
him.
Big L's freestyle. I think it was on. I don't want to say Hot 97. They weren't Hot 97 back then, but I remember Jay Z and Big L's freestyle. But I wasn't really hip to Big L like that.
I like him.
Jay Z,
really
I
do.
probably.
I was
going
gonna say that was my next person. I was gonna say, how do you feel about
before
Jay?
I was on Big.
Really?
But it was all because of my brother LA. Yeah. He would just come back with these mixtapes, like these Superstar J mixtapes, and I'd be like, nigga, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Yo, you gotta hear this. And
I knew Jay-Z was going to be big when back in the day. I knew he was going to be something. He looked short as shit on the videos. Y'all remember his videos? Who was he with?
Well, Reasonable Doubt days.
No, this was before,
before
then.
then.
This was before
This is
then.
when he was
I'm
with
trying
Biggie.
to think of the
This was
video
around the
because
time.
I don't want to mess up nobody else's name. So I'm trying to
one
think of
mess
the
up
video that he was
When he was
on.
with a group.
No, he was with Twister. He was on that video with Twister.
Oh, that's when
Which video
Twister
was
first
that?
came out.
Twister was the nigga.
Yeah,
then.
Twister
And
first
then
came
Jay-Z came out and he was in on the
Because
song.
Jay was
I can't
rapping
remember
fast
the song.
then.
What video?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
he
remember
used
the
to rap
song,
fast,
but
yeah.
that's when Jay was. I was like, and I was looking at the video. I was like, that nigga gonna be big.
Right.
I can't remember the
Yeah, I'm
song
trying.
it was, but I remember that's when I really first noticed Jay.
Yeah, I'm about to
when he
Google
was
that
on that
shit.
song with Twister. I was like, damn,
Jay-Z and Twister.
he gonna be something.
I'm gonna Google that because
Yeah, you gotta Google that.
I need to hear that.
Yeah,
That
you
definitely-
need to.
Something he
Because when I
did
seen
become.
that, I was like, damn,
Shit.
All right, so I'm gonna throw out another one. Nas.
that's
I
my
wasn't-
man.
I'm coming with fire. I'm coming with heat. 'Cause I want to see where you at.
How you leave him off your list? though?
Right.
Because I wasn't really hip to Nas. I'm just being honest. Like
Right,
that
right,
one,
right.
my
That's
lifestyle was
respect.
like different. Like,
Right.
it was different. Like I related more to like
What your brother did?
the
What your brother
DMX.
related to?
Nah, he would bring these things to me. That was what he
Yeah.
like. He
What
was
you
like,
mean?
yo,
More
son,
relatable to
listen to this.
DMX.
But I like the grungy.
The grungy, yeah.
I was like,
okay.
man, get out of here with that shit. Like I'm over here with this. Like what the dogs at.
I was just about to
But
say,
DMX had a
Yeah.
story to tell. That's
Yes,
why I
Nah, he
like
did. And his
it.
story
Yes,
was
and
more
he's still
relatable to
doing it.
mine
Yeah, his
than
story
like
was
Poetry.
very.
Nah.
Nas,
poetry
anybody
to
else.
me.
But I liked
Yeah.
what was number 14? It was written. If I Ruled the World. I
Yes.
like that. That was
Of
like
course.
my top Nas record. But I'm
Yeah.
not a Nas aficionado at all. No, I don't know much about Nas.
Well, that's
Okay.
I respect that.
Meek Mills.
Goat,
I told her meet
Respect.
me in the bed.
goat.
Respect.
What was
Yeah, I
that?
love
And why you
Intro
say,
to
why,
Dream
why
Chaser?
do you say that? What makes him a goat to you?
Because of how he grinded. Like and he showed you every part of his grind with the nappy braids.
from nothing.
He showed you when he cut the braids and he was signing the contract with Ross. Like he showed you all of it when he had the rubber bands on his wrist. Like he showed you all of it. He showed you all of it. Now everybody is like, I'm a millionaire. Nigga, no you not. Everybody be playing so fake rich. I be like, I shouldn't say that. Then you might have to edit
Your
that out.
mind, my brother.
You might have to
Open
edit
floor.
that out. They gonna be mad at me. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
Speak your mind.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, they
shouldn't have
do.
said
I mean,
that.
but
they
whatever.
y'all definitely do though.
I mean, they got more
Right.
money than me. But
Yeah,
whatever.
they hyped that up a lot.
Y'all do hype it up a lot.
So
That's-
if you had the chance to work with anybody in the industry, who would that person be and
one
why?
feature, if I can get any feature,
Any
in the
feature
industry,
you
Just
won.
one.
just one,
Just one.
I'm gonna give you two.
No, I want to hear just the one.
just the one.
Just one.
It's too many of them.
Fucking Beyonce.
Really?
What?
I'm out
I did not
of here.
expect that.
Because
I love
I'm
it.
out of here.
I love that.
If I get a feature from Beyonce, I'm out of here.
Yeah, you're definitely out of here.
I'm out.
I
of
love
here.
Beehive gonna love
It's
you.
it's
Yeah,
over.
I mean,
I
she's
love
been
it.
doing her thing for
That's-
years,
that's
so
what-
that's
I'm
respect.
outta here.
I
You
love
want
that.
you want to take a feature? If Beyonce,
hell
y'all
yeah,
don't
I
even
wanna
make
take a
music. If
feature with
Beyonce came in here right
Beyonce.
now and said, "I'm gonna do a feature with all three,"
I
I
would be
bet
a
y'all will come up with a
background
Oh, I'm
song.
gone. I'm out.
Everybody,
If they not going, I'm going.
Smoking, right?
I'm
The
outta
next
here.
place smoking, I'm
I'm
out.
out of
If
here.
they not going,
I will
bitches, I'm
sing a
out.
lady in a lid tart
If
in
I
a
get any
minute.
feature I wanted in the world, it would be Beyonce.
Wow, I didn't expect
I would,
that.
yeah, I would sing that hook,
Respect.
please.
And you can
Respect.
say
Any
that.
rappers on the list?
Yeah,
Who?
but if I had one, it would be Beyonce.
All right, I'm giving you two.
All right, she want to give me two, so just
Jay-Z.
Jay.
Okay, I have a
Jay.
question.
So, Jay-
If you could sit at a table, brunch, dinner, it don't have to be a rapper. It can be anybody. Who would you? Who would be the people that you would sit with and have a conversation with, eat dinner with?
How many people?
As many as you want.
Mr. Ed, who is somebody special to me. He's the first person I probably knew that really had $1 million when everybody was acting like they had it. He really had it. As far as like celebrities or like moguls, I don't know. Diddy, I would like to sit with Diddy and
Yeah.
talk to Diddy. Master P. I would really,
love Master
I really want
Thank
to
you.
sit and talk to P.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like P is
No limit.
so for the culture.
soldiers.
Yes, he is.
It's
Did
He
y'all
speak the
see?
truth.
Did y'all see the Breakfast Club?
I did.
I want to sit down with Trump too.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
want
feel
to
it.
sit down with
I
Trump.
feel
What
that.
questions would you ask Trump? I'm curious.
I wouldn't really want to ask him none. I just want to sit down
Chop
with
it
him and
up.
see how he vibe. Trump, you gotta respect
feel
that,
that.
guys. The way
I
he
feel
carry
it.
himself, he's showing you.
He's
something.
showing you exactly who he is.
He's showing you
and
something.
He's
kinda-
not just showing you him. He's showing you every fucking body in this
Right.
world. He's
Yeah,
showing
exactly.
you
He's showing
everything.
you something. He's showing you all of
He's
his
showing you
bullshit.
every-
I
everybody.
definitely agree with
It's
that.
all
And that's
bullshit.
why I don't take too much of a insult from him, because I feel like, what you see is what you get.
Right.
He's not sugarcoating anything. He's not hiding behind a wall. He's letting you know up front and center of this is who I am. And he's not apologizing for it. So what
No
you
matter
see
if
is
it's
definitely
wrong
what you
or
get.
right, he's not. And I mean, he shows that everybody's a racist.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
He does.
Every fucking
definitely-
body is.
Everybody.
More comfortable.
I'm
just-
serious.
He's knocking
just
them
don't
down.
stand on it.
Everybody that's around
People
him,
don't
he's knocking
stand
them
on
down.
it. Did you see he called what he called Bloomberg? Mini Mike Bloomberg.
Oh, yeah.
Like your man, he just
And then
go.
your man dropped out the race.
Yeah, but that's how you gotta go.
I don't agree with everything he does, but in a certain level, I do have respect. I do, because he can say anything he fucking wants.
Yeah, he can.
He
Fucking be
said
the
what the fuck.
impeachment.
He manifested a lot of shit that he said he was going to do back in the day, and it has came. He's showing me things that I'm like, damn. If that
he could
bitch
do it,
ass
right.
nigga can do that, imagine what I could do. You know what I'm saying? If this man can come up here,
With a mental disorder.
yes,
Man,
and
and
all of
he's
us have
mentally
mental
unstable.
and be
disorders.
lying like shit.
Yeah,
and just be like,
You
just
know when he
like
laughs, he
going
do
with
this.
it.
Twitter
he
fingers
just
be
go with
moving.
it. Don't nobody call him on. It's just like,
Nope.
this is what
He
it
be on
is.
Twitter
And he
going
keep moving.
ham.
He
I be
say
like,
what he
yeah,
want.
take his
And
fucking
he
phone.
also shows you that sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
because
but
he runs
people-
his mouth too much.
People really, nah, he don't.
Sometimes
It don't
I
matter though. The man
don't
be the
matter.
impeachment. What is about to happen to him?
Nothing.
He about to be the president again.
Again. He's
Yeah.
gonna win.
Like what's about to happen to this man?
Yeah, he's gonna win.
Next year, you get this on tape. Next year, Trump is going to try to change the laws about how long a sitting president could be there. Watch what I tell you.
I agree with that.
Oh boy, well then yeah,
Because he
might
want
be
one
onto
more
something.
time.
He's a
Watch what I
true
tell you.
He
dictator.
want one more time.
He's a
your
true
man,
dictator.
your man gonna get busy.
So
Yeah.
speaking of relationships, how do you feel about
Was that a
Kanye
segue?
West?
Huh?
I guess that was a segue. I was like, where are we going with this? All right.
I mean, when you talk about
Kanye,
Trump
Kanye
and
go too.
yeah.
I don't know. Kanye
Would you
go
have him
too.
sit at your
Musically?
table?
Nah, I ain't say
Fuck
Kanye.
no.
You was
I
real
would
bad.
Jeff Bezos. He would be at the table.
Who?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff
Amazon.
Bezos, Amazon. Yeah.
He gave his wife like only
Yeah.
like half
Yeah.
a billion or
Yeah.
something like that, and
Yeah.
was okay. That's nobody serious. But
Yes, and nobody even hyped him up.
Yeah.
Nobody really talked about it.
that's why I would. That would be it. I think that would be my table. I think that would be enough for me. That would be a lot of energy.
That's
You
an
don't think
interesting
Trump would
table.
make you lose your appetite a little bit?
Nah, I think Trump. I think if you got
He's
Trump
comical,
at a table
though.
and you sat there and you just kicked some shit with him, you gave him some gentleman Jack Daniels. I really think
Some
you
gentleman
would fuck
Jack
with Trump.
Daniels. Really?
I just think you would kick it with
Most
him.
of the rappers did back in the 90s.
Everybody
though.
fucked with
They-
Trump before
everybody
he
fucked
became
with Trump
president.
before
And you
he
just
became
seen what was
president.
really up.
Yeah, because
You just got to see it, and I agree. You get to see him up close and
In a
personal.
different
now.
light.
So now people are kind of taken back by, they really get to see his character.
But he's always been
that way.
like that. It's nothing.
He's always
has
been
changed.
arrogant.
What's different about him?
Nothing.
He ain't
He's
for
just
the
president
people,
now, that's
but
it.
anybody that own the business, I guarantee they appreciate him.
Yeah.
Other
the
than him
princess.
not being,
a lot
Well,
of
I
people did
personally
like him.
knew people who did vote for him because of how they felt about businesses
Right.
and creating
I
their
didn't
own
vote
businesses.
for the nigga.
I didn't either.
Well,
I ain't
I
vote for
we
him
have
either,
nothing in common.
but-
I'm
with
just
them,
setting
but-
the record straight.
And even
I
though we
didn't.
Oh,
have
you
our
gonna vote
own
for him this
businesses that
time?
we're starting,
No,
he's
I'm
not
not.
for
Who
now.
you gonna vote for?
I ain't voting for him.
I mean, I'm
don't know.
really not sure right
To be
now.
honest with you, I don't know.
I'm
I
not
don't
on
feel-
either
I
side.
don't feel confident.
It's nobody
I don't
up
either.
I'm not on
I
either
don't
side.
feel confident.
I think a lot of
and
them use
I don't.
us.
I don't live in a state where I'm going to pressure myself to just vote for somebody just because.
You
We
know
feel
what?
like they for us.
I'm with
feel.
that. I agree with
Like
y'all.
I'm not
1,000%.
falling under that pressure. You know?
I agree with you 1,000%.
And if you look around, everybody's dropping out the race. So it's kind of now they're backing Biden, and I'm kind of like
I kind of would.
it's
Biden,
kind of
all right.
skeptical.
But he is skeptical.
But I think a lot of people
there's
back
all
him
them
up because
motherfuckers
of his
skeptical.
relationship with Obama.
Yeah, but that's it. But he
But
had a
that's
lot to
yeah,
do
that's
with
that
the
don't mean
only
anything.
reason why.
That don't mean that
But
he
most
agreed
people-
with
I think
anything.
that's why a
But
lot of
most people
people
are backing him because of that reason.
Right.
Because they felt like, oh, well,
He's
he was a
safe.
strong vice president, and
He's safe.
you know.
He's safe for a lot of people.
Well,
But, you know.
that
why
doesn't
wouldn't
mean
you
that he's
have
good for our people.
Why wouldn't you have Kanye at your table?
Old Kanye.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
But
I don't want to say that. You're going to give me black.
Oh, Kanye is
I'm not gonna say that. Kanye is at the table. Kanye is at the table.
now we're not worried
Oh,
about the
Kanye is
industry.
a different person from now.
I
That's a
don't know.
total
Well,
feel
old
like-
different.
I
Kanye
don't really
was
feel
before
like-
he lost his mother.
I don't know.
I don't think it has anything to do with his mom.
I don't know. Kanye just, I don't know. I feel like, I don't
That
know.
just
That'd
gotta
be,
go off the
I don't
table.
know. I wouldn't want Kanye there.
Hey,
Kanye wouldn't be at the room.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Kanye want to what?
He wouldn't be,
He
at,
won't
the
be
table.
at the table.
He wouldn't
Just
be
not
at the table.
not that table.
You think
Like,
he'd
I would
throw?
work
You think
with
he'd throw
Kanye.
everything off the table?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't
Some
know.
little bit of me still like
I don't know.
But what is it about Kanye that kind of throws you
Because Kanye,
off?
nothing. Kanye, my guy for music, but I don't know if that.
Do you feel like he's
sitting
mentally
at that table? Nah, I can't even say that. I don't even think I view people that way. Like
He
I
would
wouldn't
take the
view
vibe
somebody-
away.
I'm mentally
His
unstable,
vibe
so I've
wouldn't
never
be
want
right.
nobody.
Well, yeah, we all
I
out
don't
in
know.
our own right.
I just don't know. I wouldn't even at that table. Like if I had to sit down with somebody and we talking like business and how you move, just like mogul, that would be my table. I don't think I really think of Kanye in that way. Not saying he not, but I just don't think I would have Jay-Z there before Kanye. In my opinion, that's just me personally.
Respect.
I feel like I was like more attached to Jay's story than Kanye.
Yeah.
And it was one point where like Kanye was really like the little brother to Jay, and then it just got weird. That's what it seemed like. But I don't got nothing against Kanye. But I wouldn't want to. Nah. Not in that table.
Okay.
We doing some music. Hell yeah. Just like kicking it, doing some music, I'm with that. But I don't know if like
I'm sorry. I just had a vision. Of Trump at the table listening to the music and shit like that.
yeah. Fuck around.
Kanye his guy, so
I just had a
Kanye
vision
Trump
of
at the
that.
table.
I really
doing some-
did.
What you see is what you get with that guy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's no way. It's no way around that.
You gonna spit something for us tonight?
No.
No,
Damn.
Nah.
not at all.
He said hell to the dog. Hell to the
Really?
dog. That came out quick, so you're confident that you're not getting
Okay.
that. You're definitely not getting that.
You spit,
I
I
feel like
spit.
I got shot down 1,000 times.
Well,
Come on,
I
we
got
gon-
a question I want to ask you though.
Everybody gonna rap then.
Yeah, that's
Recently,
true.
and everybody know, recently we just lost one of the biggest icons of the world, Kobe
Yeah.
Bryant, along with his daughter, and I believe it was a total of 9 passengers who perished. And I want to kind of know from your take, how did it affect you in your life, and did it change your perspective in any way?
Put me offline for like a week. I know that's not a lot of time, but I don't know. It definitely shifted like the energy. I remember Ben. I think Ben was the first one to tell me. I ain't believe it. But when you think about a man dying with his daughter, that's just like that's like I think as a man, and I'm not saying one thing is better than the other, but that's a pretty bad situation to have to leave in. You trying to pacify your daughter and let her know everything. I don't know how it went down, but that was just
Yeah, I think everybody try
It
to
was
put
heartful.
their self in his shoes and can
I
only
just
imagine the
couldn't
last
imagine.
moments, you
I
had
couldn't.
knowing that something to that effect, is your life is about to be ended. So I don't even know how you comfort anyone in a situation like
I
that.
don't think you can. It definitely I think it made everybody question their mortality, but it was really sad. I think that's the only way I could sum it up. It was just sad. It was a very somber moment, just like all around me. That's how I felt.
I think
Absolutely.
the positive part of it, I think it made everybody realize how important family is. All this shit in this world is nothing. It made everybody realize your kids are important. Your family is everything, because you don't have that long. You don't have that much longer here.
Nah, you don't.
You can lose anybody just like that. You can lose yourself.
Yeah, you can.
You
At
know?
the drop of a dime. And with that being said, following that situation, of course, it's always, I feel like, a catch-22, because following that, they had the Gayle King interview. So then that became highly publicized, and Snoop, of course, he spoke on how he felt along with other people, big influences that we know of, spoke on that situation. Do you feel like he was wrong for what he said in reference to Gayle King?
I don't think so.
Honestly, come on now.
Fuck that bitch.
Honestly.
At the time, I felt like she was a.
And then even following that, when he went on to the Red Table Talk, I didn't think that it was a bad interview. I think that Jada, more than anything, she dramatized it.
Yeah, I think she kind of made it more personal
he threw
for
Tupac
her.
under the bus.
You know
You
what?
said you think he threw Tupac?
Just a little bit.
Why? Why do you feel that way?
I wouldn't have talked to Gayle that way. I don't know. I came up and I don't know. I don't know.
So you felt like he was wrong for what he said?
I
think it
see
was the
both
heat of
sides, because if
emotions.
that was somebody I cared about, I could see doing that, but I wouldn't have went online and did it. Right. And then on the other side, like if Gayle was my aunt or something, I don't care. If Gayle was my aunt, like I would be trying to see Snoop, because it's like, I mean, like,
I just think everybody reacted off the emotion.
Can I
moment.
say something? When I couldn't watch the whole Red Table Talk, I said, Snoop, don't let them do it to you. I said, Snoop, don't let them bitches do that to you.
Yeah,
but that was only Jada though.
But
Like
he was
Jada
about
was,
to. I think he handled himself very good.
Yeah, I think he handled himself well.
But as far as what he had to say to Gayle, she said what she had to say about Kobe.
Right.
And I thought that was disrespectful.
Right.
I thought it was
in its
very
entirety,
disrespectful.
yes.
And everything was thrown out. That case was thrown out.
Why we even
He wasn't convicted or nothing like that. So why are you bringing this
and why
up
are you picking
now
this
that this
time?
man is dead?
I kind of felt like she was forcing her to change.
Gayle's
her
looking for a
perspective on her
spot.
friend. Yeah,
Gayle's looking for a spot for real, and she thought she had her one because she threw. And I like how she handled R. Kelly. I respected that. I like how she handled R. Kelly, but you waited until this man died. Oh,
right.
Let me hop on his story, real quick,
Right.
Because
That's part I ain't like.
I'm sorry,
like that.
I don't feel like he was talking to me as a black woman,
And that's how Jada made
as
it
a
seem.
woman
Made it
in
come
the
off.
industry.
Right.
Any
I
Jada
didn't
didn't
like
take
we
it
talking about
personal
all
either.
of
I
us.
didn't take
I
it
and that's
personal.
why I
If
felt like
anything-
it was dramatized.
So y'all feel like it was all right?
If anything,
I
he
think
said
it
what I
was.
felt.
I mean,
do?
I felt like his emotions was valid.
Right. At
Yeah.
that moment,
because
at
that's
that
a personal
time.
friend.
Right.
And not only did I lose my friend, but he lost his
But
daughter.
you're bringing up
and he
something
lost
where he can't
7
even
other
defend
people.
himself. You see what I'm saying? You brought up something where at this time, a lot of people are emotional about him passing.
Yeah.
You took that opportunity, which
Right.
was a fucked up opportunity, to bring that back up. When you could have had all this other opportunity when this man was alive to bring up this. So at that moment, I felt like when Snoop said what he said, he was in his
He was
emotions.
valid.
And I felt like Jada made that personal for her and then try to make it seem like, oh, he talking to all black women. I didn't feel that.
I didn't feel
Jada
I
that.
didn't take it personal.
Jada caught
I
that
was,
ball.
I was with them. I was like,
I'm glad to hear y'all
Because
say
when he
that.
said,
I'm
do I
glad to
have
hear y'all
y'all
say that.
permission? You got my
it
fucking
pissed me
permission.
off
'Cause
because I kind of
why?
felt like
Why?
she was trying to get her to speak differently about her
It's
friend.
like, why at
when
that
she
moment?
answered the question the first time, I felt like that should have been
Nobody.
Who you
All right,
talking
but
about?
listen.
Gayle.
Okay.
But she
Listen,
kept questioning
I
her
don't care
like,
what you do wrong. All right, so let's say Snoop was 100% right? I don't care what you do wrong. You're not going to be receptive to that. You could be 100% dead wrong, right? If somebody come at you sideways, you're not hearing that shit.
right.
You're not. If he was going to do it online, he could do what he want. But if I was going to do it online, I don't think I would have addressed it that way. I mean, I would have kind of corrected a different way. Like, you going live.
I mean,
on-
But
he's
you know-
a big,
Right.
Man, I
music
get it.
influence.
And
So I
Snoop,
get
and
it.
Snoop,
I get
this
it.
ain't
Because
his
on the
first
back
time
end,
expressing
I
himself
get
like that
but
on
on the
social
back
media.
end, again, it's like, all right, now you Snoop, you OG Snoop, right?
Right.
Now what happened when one of these little 20, well, not little, I'm not gonna say it that way. What happened when somebody younger say something about, you know what I mean, what happened when they start calling her a dog-headed bitch? Because like the elder, you get what I'm saying?
But
I
they
think
doing it
about-
anyway.
And
Where does it
I
come
must
from?
say, Snoop has been doing that shit for years.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
in his
That's-
music.
First time.
And another thing, he's always talking about somebody that he doesn't agree with online.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was a
think
big
so,
deal,
too.
but his
Right.
emotions were really affected at that point. And I can understand that, like you
Right.
said. But I mean, come on now. What she did was wrong. She was wrong.
Nah,
but we can
dead
all
wrong.
look at it at how we would do things differently, but we don't know how we would react until
that motion.
we're put into
Right.
that
Ain't
situation.
nobody gonna
Right.
receive your message that way. All I'm saying is,
Yeah, and
you
that's
could've-
true.
like,
That's
I get your
understandable.
anger came out.
I get
but
it.
You look just as wild as her in that situation. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's not.
I get it, though.
It's like if you trying to bring somebody up and be like, yo, you need to have a little more class. Like you got to approach them with a little more class. Like you get what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm
Nobody's
saying.
gonna
That's
receive
that
more
goes
off
back to
emotion.
it just becomes like a hot take. Like it's just a moment. It's not teachable though. We ain't learn shit from it.
What you're
I
saying,
We didn't
your
talk
point.
about
I
it.
get your point.
We ain't
I
talk
get your
about it.
point.
We laughed at whatever, and then
Yeah.
he did the red table talks. But what's the resolve?
My sister and I were just
Right.
recently talking about that today, about black men and controlling their emotions and not being heard, whether they're right or they're wrong.
Yeah.
And the emotional part comes out. So you being a victim for real, but actually you're looking like the corporate because your emotions is taking over. So
Right.
nobody hears what you're saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that
I think that's a private thing.
understandable.
Like if you want to have that private conversation on the phone, but like going live.
Well, she
or
was
doing
offered
online,
that, but she declined that.
I mean, it is what
And
it
I
is.
think the perspective is
he
most
handled
people
the way
are
he
looking
handled
at
it.
it from an angle of it's always you and your friend Oprah who goes after the black men,
I
but then
agree
you
with
have
that.
the Harvey
Right.
Weinstein.
But okay, but what's the real way you hit them? Stop supporting them.
I agree
Like
with
if that's
that.
how you feel
I
about
agree
these
with that.
people, just stop supporting.
I don't
I agree
support.
with that.
I don't support any of them at all. I really don't.
I don't
You know,
watch
and
that.
Gail
I
been
don't
looking
watch
for a
that.
spot for a long time. She's been looking for a spot for a very long time, and I think her and Oprah. But I ain't gonna get on to that. You know what I'm saying? I think
that's
that
a
little,
relationship.
I think that little
Allegedly.
munchy and shit.
That
You know
sound-
what I'm saying?
that sound
But I'm just
interesting.
saying though.
I'm just gonna
You
say
know?
But moving on, we about to go ahead and segue into this a little differently. We're gonna go ahead and get into this music going on. So right now we got a single out that's called Honorable.
That is correct.
So can you go into more detail about, you know, what the people are going to hear, what to expect, what the song is about?
I grew
What
up
can
off
people
like
take away from it?
I grew up off like B-side music. Not like the main hit, but you know those underground cuts you kind of knew first. So that's kind of how I like to release singles. Honorable is one of those, you waking up early in the morning, you got to go grind and get it. And it's sometimes you don't want to, or sometimes you got to remind yourself why you got to do it.
Yes, give us a
And
word.
That's just what it is. It's just reality. It's like slapping you in the face, kick you in the ass, saying, nah, let's go get it. That's what Honorable is for me.
So
I
why did
made
you
it-
decide to drop that as your first single?
It's not the first single, but I just decided to drop it because of what was going on around me. Like, I felt like we needed it as a collective, as men, as my brothers, as my family. I feel like we needed just something inspirational to keep everybody going. Like, everybody I know is kind of grinding on some kind of way. Nobody just has one hustle. Like, everybody's trying to figure something extra out. Everybody's trying to take it to the next level. Everybody's trying to grind, and it's like sometimes that grind music isn't really there for you. And I just wanted to make something to let you know, like, somebody in the trenches with you, bro.
Right.
Like, I'm locking
That's
in
why I
with
like
you.
it. It's very
like,
relatable.
I'm here with you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that part is well needed amongst us.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I feel like we need that.
What's your age? How old are you?
100.
Mentally,
Benjamin
you're
Button.
100 mentally.
Benjamin Button.
He been around 1,000 years, y'all.
I'm 100.
You're 100.
I'm 100. I'm serious. I'm 100.
Okay. All right.
I'm dead.
All right.
100.
I feel that.
I'm serious.
So where can
I
the people
believe
reach
that.
your music? You know,
all streaming platforms.
okay.
Like, all streaming platforms.
And your full album is out now.
Nope. I have not dropped a full project whatsoever.
So when we getting
Only
this album
singles.
release party,
I
then?
gotta drop a couple more singles.
Okay.
We're gonna drop some more singles, and we're gonna keep vibing and turn up a little bit. And when it's time, we will. Once we get the ball rolling, we will. I'll give you a project. I promise.
Okay.
Okay.
So where can the people reach you at on social media platforms?
All social medias is Praying Savage. Spelled exactly how it sound. Praying Savage.
I like that name.
Me too.
Just wanted to put that in.
I appreciate that.
I love it too. Mm-hmm.
Well, there it is, y'all. You tuned into the Pod Junkie podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, y'all can reach us on Instagram, pod_junkie. You can reach us on Facebook. We got the juice.
Hey.
Yeah, baby.
Hey.
And once again, y'all said, he said that you can reach him on Instagram, Praying Savage.
Facebook, Twitter, all Praying Savage.
Music is streaming on
Go
all
check me out.
platforms.
It's
Y'all make sure
everywhere.
y'all go check that hot music
Go
out.
grab Honorable right now. You need some motivation, something to get you going while you grinding. Go grab it. Let me know what you think.
Thank you, Kabir.
And there it is, y'all.
Thank y'all for having me. I
Blessing
appreciate y'all.
you, blessing.
There it is.
Thank you.
All right, cheers, y'all.
Oh, he don't have no
I don't
cup.
got nothing.
We don't got nothing.
It's bad luck for the cheers.
Just put that
Don't
on.
put that cup down. Just thank you, Kabir.
Salud.
All right.
Salud.
Salud.
Until next time, y'all. Pod Junkie.
Can I get a Pod Junkie t-shirt?
Absolutely.
Sometimes my pride take my vision, just being realistic. Driven by ambition, just complete the mission. These other niggas playing, they not built like us. You disrespect the family, ain't no ceasefire.